The government gives you exactly $255 when you die. That's it. $255. It's called the Social Security death benefit, and a stunning number of people think it's going to help pay for their funeral. Let me put that in perspective. The average funeral in America runs around $8,000, closer to 10 with a burial vault. And the government's contribution to that is $255. That won't cover the flowers. That won't cover the death certificate copies. In a lot of places, it won't even cover the fee just to transport the body from the hospital to the funeral home. $255. And here's the part that should make you angry. That number hasn't changed since 1954. Not adjusted for inflation, not touched. The same $255 they set when gas was 20 cents a gallon. So where did this number come from? Why is it frozen in time? And who actually even gets it? Because, and this surprises almost everyone, it might not be you. There's a number in the Social Security system that has not moved in over 70 years, not once. Back in 1954, Congress capped the Social Security death benefit at $255. And in 1954, that actually meant something. It was a real chunk of what a funeral cost back then. But here's what they never did. They never tied it to inflation. Every other number in Social Security get adjusted over time. This one didn't. It got frozen and forgotten. So while the cost of a funeral climbed to $10,000 today, the death benefit just sat there at $255 for 70 years. If it had simply kept pace with inflation, that benefit would be worth somewhere around $3,000 today. Instead, it's worth about what a nice dinner for four costs. Nobody decided to be cruel about it. It just quietly stopped mattering. And nobody in Washington ever bothered to fix it, which means you can't count on it. But there's something worse than the amount, and it's who's actually allowed to receive it. Even that tiny $255 death benefit, a lot of families never see a dime of it because there are rules about who's even allowed to get it. That money does not automatically go to your estate. It doesn't go to whoever paid for the funeral. It doesn't go to your kids just because they're your kids. By the rules, it goes to a surviving spouse who was living with you when you died. If there's no spouse, it can go to a spouse who was already receiving certain benefits or to a dependent child who qualifies. And if none of those people exist, the benefit is simply not paid at all. It disappears. So picture a widow, her husband dies, she assumes the government's going to send something to help, and maybe she gets the $255 if she files for it because it's often not automatic. She has to apply usually within 2 years or it's gone. $255 that you might have to ask for, that you might not even qualify for against a $10,000 bill. This is why people are so unprepared. They're quietly counting on a system that was never built to catch them. So let's talk about what people wrongly assume is going to cover the rest. Let's talk about the things people assume will pay for their funeral that won't. Number one, Medicare. People think because it covered their health care, it'll help with the funeral. It does not. Medicare pays nothing toward a funeral or burial, not $1. Number two, the kids will figure it out. Maybe, but figuring it out usually means one child fronts the money on a credit card and the family fractures. I've watched it happen more times than I can count. Number three, I've got a little saved. Savings can work if it's liquid, if the family can actually get to it fast, and if a bank account doesn't get frozen the moment you pass. That's a lot of ifs on a bill due in days. Number four, there's a policy through my job. That group life insurance almost always ends when the job ends. Retire and it's usually gone. So the government gives you $255. Medicare gives you nothing. And the backup plans have holes in them. See the problem forming? So if the government gives you $255 and it might not even reach your family, what actually covers a funeral? Here's the honest answer. The only things that reliably show up with real money fast are money you set aside specifically for it, or a life insurance policy designed to pay quickly. And I want to be straight with you because that's the whole point of this channel. I'm not here to scare you into anything. The $255 isn't a scandal, it's just the truth, and almost nobody knows it. Knowing it is what lets you plan instead of panic. Because here's what I've seen for over a decade. The families who struggle aren't the ones without money. They're the ones who assumed something would be there. and found out at the worst possible moment that it wasn't. Don't be the family that finds out in the back office. Find out now. While it costs you nothing but a little attention, if you want to understand what actually works for your situation, no pressure, no junk mail. The link's in the description. I'm Will. I'll see you in the next one.